Dear students, I am Subha Bansiwal, Assistant Professor English, SPC Government College Dean. Today I am going to explain the critical appreciation of the poem To a Skylark by Percy Bysshe Shelley. It is in BA second year English Literature and paper second. First of all, let me tell you the introduction of the poet. Uh, Percy Bysshe Shelley was born in 1792. He, from the beginning of his life, he was uh, very rebellious type of person. He hated all kind of authority, and in his school days, he stood against the authority of his school, and during his college days, he wrote two pamphlets on the the he wrote two pamphlets uh, because of which he was expelled from his college. Percy Bysshe Shelley was influenced by French Revolution. He loved freedom, and he he was also influenced by uh, Plato and the he was influenced by the philosophy of Plato. He believed that human beings come from uh, the abode of God, and after that their soul go back to the uh, to heaven. Um, this poem was written in the early 1820, and it was published along with Prometheus Unbound, which was a long lyrical poem of Shelley. In this poem, Percy Bysshe Shelley presents a contrast between the sufferings and uh, sorrows of human life, and ecstasy and happiness of the skylark. In this poem, Shelley wants to say that it is impossible for human beings to experience the ecstasy and happiness of the skylark, because human beings are prone to, they have a tendency to feel sorrow in their lives. And he says that even if he uh, is able to know the truth, even if he is able to experience half of the gladness of the skylark, he would be able to write such ecstatic poems that the whole world would listen to him. There are so many similes in this poem. We can say there are series of similes in this poem, and we find picture after picture. I mean to say that there are so many similes in this poem, and these similes present pictures before our eyes. It's like the poet compares the skylark to a cloud of fire, um, and to uh, then to a soul which is relieved from body, and it rises upwards to heaven. And he compares skylark um, to a star which is invisible in the broad daylight, but which is present in the sky, and we are aware of its presence. Then he compares skylark to a golden glowworm, as it is difficult to see a glowworm in bushes and grass, because it is hidden in grass and bushes, but we come to aware of its presence because of its light, the light which it scatters around it. And he compare he presents he compares Skylark to a high-born maiden a maiden who is of noble birth and who resides in a high palace tower, and she sings love songs, and the people are unable to see her, but they can hear her sweet songs. Um, in the same way as the people can't see Skylark in the broad daylight because it is so much at height, but its sweet melody and its sweet music, its sweet song can be heard by all. And the poet compares Skylark to a poet who is hidden in the light of his thought, and it is impossible or very difficult for ordinary people to understand his thoughts. In the same way, uh, through all these similes, uh, uh, Shelley wants to suggest the invisibility and the height at which the skylark flies, and the sweetness of skylark's song. Uh, Thus, through these similes, he suggests the sweetness of the skylark, its invisibility, and the height at which it flies. The next element of this poem is spontaneity. This poem is written. This poem presents the spontaneous quality of Shelley. As we know, it is a lyrical poem, and a lyrical poem expresses intensity of feelings, and it is spontaneous, and it is like the, it, the poem, we feel that the poem comes from the heart of the poet. It is not premeditated, it comes spontaneously. So this poem has the quality of spontaneity, and it is musical. Um, for an example, I speak a quotation of this poem, which present the musical quality of this poem. The poet says, "We look before and after, and pine for what is not. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought." So the whole poem is musical, and the next quality is intensity of emotion. Uh, a lyrical poem always expresses the intensity of emotions of the poet. In this, that's why this poem expresses the intensity of emotions of the poet. Here, the poet wants to present that human beings. The poet wants to present uh, that human beings are prone to feel sadness in their lives, and he appeals to the skylark to teach him half the gladness which it knows, so that he can write poems which will be through which he will be able to influence the whole world. For an example, the poet Shelley appeals to the skylark with this quotation, "Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know. Such harmonious madness from my lips would flow, the whole world would listen then as I am listening now." In this quotation, Shelley appeals to the skylark to teach him half the gladness which it knows, so that he can write poems with as much ecstasy, with as much happiness as the skylark sings its songs. In element, the next element is autobiographical element. The poem has autobiographical element because in this poem Sally speaks about the sad satirity of love. Uh, Sally himself experienced this sad satirity because uh, he felt this satirity, this frustration and disappointment in love with his wife, Harriet Westbrook, with whom he separated later. This poem uh, this poem is marked by Sally's philosophy. Uh, Sally um, Sally was Sally had uh, Sally experienced sadness and sorrows in his life. So uh, he he thought that human beings have a tendency to feel sadness in their lives. This philosophy is marked by his attitude towards human life. The next element is ethereal quality. It is one of the very important element of Sally's poems. Most of uh, Sally's poem is marked by this quality. Sally was a romantic poet, and as a romantic poem, as a romantic poet, he had a love for nature, and we find this quality in all the poems of Sally. Sally believed, like Wordsworth, he believed that there is a spirit in nature, and this spirit influences the person, and suits the person who comes to it with an intention of surrender. And these are the chief characteristics of this poem. This poem is an ode. It has lyrical quality. A lyrical poem has expresses intensity of emotions of the poet. It has spontaneity and musical quality. So, thank you.